Hey neighbors, let's shut the shit down. Hello everyone, today, well, not of course today, but today afternoon I got to see the movie Neighbours 2, which I was a bit reluctant, but I'm like, I was still at least hopeful. I'm like, this could be interesting, this could be something, I'm gonna put myself through it and I want to see it because I really liked the first Neighbours a lot. I didn't review that movie when it came out, but I did review that movie the later part of that year of 2014. I think I still have my review of that film. I think my review is overall pretty good. And this movie is kind of like essentially it's the same type of plot. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are still living in the family, still in the house. They're trying to sell the house. Not just that, but it's kind of like this mortgage thing. It's like, they try to sell it within 30 days. Someone tries to buy it or some along that line. They'll move and they'll have a newer, better house. But fortunately, during that time, a period between the 30 days, there's another sorority house, and then there's this part of a rival sorority house called Capanu, that's led by Chloe Grace Moretz, girl from Kick-Ass. And essentially, these two sororities are essentially butting heads between Chloe Grace Moretz and Selena Gomez. Capanu and Selena Gomez's sorority house, essentially. And they're essentially rivaling against each other, but not just like that. They're just neighbors to Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, and they're trying to deal with that within 30 days of them trying to, really sell this deal for their house. If that does happen, they're moving out. They don't have to worry about these people. They're getting on their lives forever. And they're trying to just essentially just get it out of the way, but these neighbors, these young teenage girls, to maybe like my age, at least like young 20s, late teens, like between 18 and 23, 24, whatever their age is. These girls are crazy and they're like trying to get the hell out. That's the story, essentially. And during that, they try to bring in, someone to really help them in, which is, of course, Zac Efron. And that's it. I was kind of going this one kind of a bit reluctantly. But I'm like, let's keep an open mind here, essentially. I hate to repeat myself like that. But, going to this film as a whole, I was like, let's see it. And I actually walked out kind of going, I enjoyed it fine. I'm like, yeah, I was alright. That wasn't too bad. Like, I wasn't expecting much. I wasn't expecting like a Edgar Wright type of comedy or something like that. But I do find it very ironic that my last review was also a comedy, which is The Nice Guys, and this is also a comedy. Oh, The Black Guys was actually, The Nice Guys was actually a black comedy, which is a bit more edgy, a bit more something that's a bit more mixed with a thriller type of feel, but this is just straight up sorority, college type of fun house type of thing. And first things first, I think this movie as a whole is solid. Seth Rogen, he pretty much plays the same character he always is in every movie he is. Like, this is the end, 50-50. Superbad? No, I don't think. 40-Year-Old Virgin, all these other movies that he's in, that I love, that he's really funny in. He's typical himself in this movie, but he's still really funny, he's still really genuine, and he's like trying to, this a feeling of his own, he's reaching kind of like a Chevy Chase feel in this movie, essentially. And I really liked him in this movie. Zac Efron, again, he really kills it. Oddly enough, he really made me laugh. To me, he was actually probably the funniest part in this movie. He made me laugh more than anyone else in this movie, and I thought that was actually really funny, really odd at least, in my opinion. And not just that, but Chloe Grace Moretz and Selena Gomez and all these other cast members, they're all really good, including my dream woman herself, Rose Byrne. Yeah, I love Rose Byrne. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm in love with her. She's just beautiful, and to me, she's an amazing actress. She's seriously great. Putting that aside, for my little crush moment there. Essentially, not just that, but I feel like this film is like, it's retreading new ground. I mean, it's not really treading new ground, but it has a very similar premise and very similar idea about what's going on within this film, as in contrast to the first film. With comedy sequels nowadays, you do get that feeling of, oh god, we're doing this again, not again. like the feeling of really like referencing this as a sequel again. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. And I will straight up say this film really does do that so much. So much does it feel like a rinse and repeat feel to it. Which I do have a problem with, but I don't have a problem with it as much as the time if I'm still really interested within this world. And I found myself at times 50-50 within this world. There's some moments where I felt like I was like right at home with all these characters. They were so silly, so fun, they were so ridiculous. It felt like there was a lot of genuine fun and coolness to it. Excuse me. And essentially, but there's a lot of other moments where I just felt completely out of place. I felt like some of the writing was really clunky, some of the humor didn't hit at all. And I think I bring up about this film as well, the humor. I don't know, but I'll go back to the humor eventually. But I felt like there's definitely a lot of moments where I felt like it was just, it constantly made me feel like more of a movie. A lot of the comedy at times, it doesn't feel like improv, but feels like they're throwing shit. Feels like they're throwing shit at the ball, like here, and a lot of the comedy moments in this film do feel like they're going a bit too raunchy. There's a lot of recurring sex jokes in this movie, which totally fine. It deserves an R rating, but it just hits you over the head so many times with those jokes. At times it becomes a bit overwhelming, and at times you just feel like the joke or the humor about it is just tired, and it just runs out of steam immediately as a whole. And not just that, but you feel like by the end how tired and bored that is. But maybe that's a testament to Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen's acting, because you really feel like you're in their position. There's like being through so much highs and lows of this movie. And it's essentially, you get the feeling with them. You get the feeling of how much of a drag this is, how much of a pain in the ass these sorority girls are. They're loud, they're obnoxious, they take drugs, they're interrupting with their other neighbors, including them. It's a complete freaking mess and mayhem for them. And to them, it's just another freaking. To them, they're just like, yeah, you know what? We're just living our lives. They're like, no, we're trying to legit sell a house here, and we're trying to raise a little girl here. Shut up. We're trying to have a family. And they're like, no, we don't. So you kind of get the feeling of the young contrast of the younger youth people just trying to celebrate where they are in life, which I think is something I can truly relate with. But the element with this, with the parents of them being stuck in that one place of their whole lives and wanting to do something more or something like that, or wanting to start something new in a new house, they can relate to that part. And I thought Zac Efron's part in this movie was really unique, different. It's like in this film, Zac Efron's friends, as he says, his friends have already grown up, they're already having families, all that type of stuff. And he feels like he's still so young. He still wants to be so, like, he wants to feel like that little young child, like he was once more. And once he gets his chance to work with Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen to at least clash heads with this sorority group, he feels like he's like, yes, I've been calling. It's like I got my calling back. I get to finally become something I once was. A young, wild, crazy dude who just wants to have freaking fun and impress a bunch of young girls, which any guy would love to do, for the record. And of course, there's a lot of good. No, the humor has rubbed in the past. I'm gonna say it's like about 50-50. Some moments actually have me laughing pretty hard. But there's some moments that definitely weren't hitting too hard as a whole. And as a whole, that comedy was like a 50-50 split. It's like some moments really did work well. I would say, in my opinion, a few moments really were like having me gut-bustingly laughing. There's only like 3, 4, or 5 of those jokes. I will say that almost had me gut-busting laughing. Like, there's some jokes that really were just hilarious. And like, although there's definitely some more that were not funny. And some of them, I was just like, that doesn't taste too good. I'm like, that doesn't feel like it's a good comedic moment for that time, or it could have been delivered better with a better punchline or whatever. You feel that essence of how you can pace your story structure out within certain comedy moments within it. You feel like, there's some comedy moments that could have been delivered at certain points, and you feel like the film does miss out a lot as a whole. But in the end, Neighbours 2 I didn't think much of this film, and you know what? I actually got, in my opinion, a fairly decent time of the movies. And then this is the perfect type of movie you should see with a group of friends, because I guarantee you're gonna laugh your ass off in this movie. You will. And in the end, I'm gonna give my review for Neighbours 2 is shit. I must knock over my mic. 64%. I actually, honestly, overall, I think it's just in my opinion a fairly good film. It's a film that you really can just turn your brain off like that and just enjoy it. It may not be a great comedy sequel, but it's okay. Like, this is no Airplane 2 or Austin Powers 2 or 22 Jump Street. This is just For me, this probably falls into the same line as Anchorman 2. Even though I fucking loved the original Anchorman. The Anchorman 2 was like, alright, it was fine. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Same with this film. It was just alright. It's a fine, decent time. In the end, I would personally still recommend for you guys to check out in the theaters. Probably only once, really, in my opinion. And as a whole, that's just my review of Neighbours 2, everyone. Sorority Rising, everyone. I really hope you enjoy it. And stick around for later this week, which I don't know when, but I will promise you I will have a review for X-Men Apocalypse coming out soon. Because I am really fucking pumped to see that. Yes, I'm so excited for that movie. Till then, everyone, thank you very much. I'm Jack Newton. I'll see you in the future for more videos as always. Till then, thank you very much. Peace out.